hit the lights and enter Sandman to Jordan-Hare Stadium. The Auburn Marching Band has won the grand prize in the inaugural Metallica band competition.
Yeah, if you weren't a Metallica fan, you may not know what that means, but I know a lot of people are. Check that out there.
Wow.
Auburn's performance of several Metallica songs, like For Whom the Bell Tolls and Wherever I May Roam, came to life with the help of the Auburn University College of Engineering, who developed one impressive lighting system. Of course, sadly, we cannot play this out loud for you, but you can look at the visual there because of copyright issues, of course. So we can just look at it, though, and Dr. Corey Sperling can tell us all about it as he joins us live this morning from Auburn University. He's the band director. Good morning, Dr. Sperling. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
You know, your band is always so much fun anyway, but this had to kick it up a notch, something a little bit different. When did y'all hear about the competition?
Really last spring, kind of late in the spring, Metallica posted the competition online and sent out a email. I'm not sure what address list they used, but we received an interest form to kind of gauge interest and submitted back that that's something we were interested in, pending further details. And they eventually posted the parameters of the competition, and we met with our student leaders to see if they wanted to participate, and it was an overwhelming yes. If there's some sort of competition out there involved, we want to have our opportunity. So we embarked on this endeavor.
Now, they are an iconic heavy metal band, but did the students that would be playing this music, were they all familiar, or did they learn something new from this?
A little of both. I think, you know, this day and age with all the social media stuff, students are much more familiar with artists and works from different decades, and they're not just sort of drawn to things that are current. So I think they definitely had some prior experience with Metallica, but maybe not every single song that we played. So I think they learned some things new and also drew on their previous experiences.
I bet it was fun doing a little intro to Metallica workshop for those that might not be familiar. The bells ringing is my favorite part of the performance. It looked so cool. So many formations, so many lights to sync up. How much time went into prepping for this halftime show?
Well, we really spent about 4 months total in all the planning and construction of the show. The students actually started working on it in mid-September. With college bands, because we learn multiple shows during the season, we're never working on just one show at a time. We always have pregame.
Wow.
We have a show that we're cleaning and polishing, and then we have several new shows that we're learning. So it's hard to gauge the exact number of hours, but sometime, mid-September, and then we performed it in October.
All right, walk us through it. So the LED lights are attached to the band members' hats, correct?
Correct.
All right, so walk us through how that, and they're synchronized.
Two light strips.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there are two LED light strips attached to each of our hats, and each student has a battery pack and a receiver. And then we use an iPad and some lighting technology to coordinate the lights on the musical phrases. So it's not one long programmed lighting effect. We actually have our lighting engineer, Ben Brisendine's kind of the brain power behind it, but he triggers certain lighting effects on the musical phrases throughout the show. And they use sort of a big extension pole to send the signal out on the field to the band hats and drums and flagpoles.
I mean, my dad was in the Auburn band in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
This was obviously non-existent. Dr. Sperling, is this the future?
But that
Are
was
we
his
gonna
music,
see,
though,
oh,
right?
with his
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, they would have loved it back then. But is this the future of bands? I mean, you had Ohio State's band, they do all the fun, different formations and stuff, but it's light shows and just almost like theatrical performances like this. Is this where we're going now with halftime shows?
Could be. I mean, I think we have to embrace the new technology that we have in the stadiums, the large video boards and lighting systems that can be turned down and used to create new colors and new effects. And so that's what we try to do at Auburn. Instead of kind of working against those things and staying with the traditional format, we've tried to embrace the resources that we have and utilize them in our shows. And being able to turn those stadium lights down and do something on the field to really light up the band seemed like the way to go. Others may try it, I'm not sure, but certainly the technology is there now to do it.
So from what I understand, 450 college and high school bands signed up for the competition. So a lot of bands are part of this. How did you find out that Auburn had won?
They made an announcement on the ESPN, Championship Drive show. It was Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. That was our first.
So you learned when everybody else did.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They didn't give us any previous insight as to who was going to win.
Wow. So no direct call from Metallica. Are we going to work on that?
Well, I did. I had some interaction prior to the announcement where I actually was on the Metallica podcast. So that was really fun to get to interact with some of their personnel, and on the same podcast, some of the band members were talking, and so that was fun. But there was never any indication that we were going to be the winner or anything. So I was just as surprised as everyone else on Sunday night.
Well, it's pretty awesome.
On social media, people are calling, I'm sure you've seen it, to raise the banner, national champs, Auburn University Marching Band.
Right.
Maybe we can see that next year in Jordan-Hare. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. We've got a really supportive. Their willingness to allow us to, play with the stadium lights and turn them down and do things on the video board. And we had multiple late night meetings in that stadium with athletic department personnel who came over to make sure the show was going to be a success. It's a really good team effort here at Auburn. And we're so lucky to have John Cohen and just our whole athletic department staff. So I'm sure they may do something. They've already contacted us and congratulated us and been really supportive in the overall process.
It's pretty impressive. As we wrap up, Dr. Sperlin, what does this do for Auburn in general, the band? I mean, this has to be a great recruiting tool.
I hope so. It never hurts to have really good, airtime, I guess you could say. I mean, ESPN having our show on the other night, showing parts of our show on national television, and certainly all the social media interaction that we've had with potential recruits and fans, and that visibility never hurts. We're really proud of the product that we produce here and hope that others want to support us and be involved. I do want to make sure that our students get the credit for this. A lot of attention's been put on the lights and the design and the contest and winning, but none of that would have happened if we didn't have great students at Auburn, and they're the ones that performed it on the field.
No doubt.
If they weren't great players and they didn't put all that time into making sure that those marching formations were precise, it would not have had the impact that it had, and we certainly wouldn't have won. So all the credit really goes to them. They put a tremendous amount of work into it, and they really care about the product that they put on the field. They care about Auburn a lot, and they want to be great ambassadors for the university. So I want to make sure this morning that everyone just gives those students the credit they deserve for this victory, if you will, and just the overall success of that show.
Well, congratulations again. It was really fun to watch. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
We will see you soon, hopefully at a basketball game.
All right, War Eagle.
War Eagle.